Well, today, today's Friday. I got me some water. I got me a sandwich. I've got me a Bible. And I got some more books. And I got a pen. And I got some paper. I should have everything I need. Mm, I should. I hadn't got my hair done, but that's going to be okay. Uh, today is today is Friday, and we're gonna find something out about Ruth. What are we gonna find out about Ruth? Oh, we'll find out what we can, or a little bit about Ruth. Let's see what. Let's see what. Let's see what. Chat GPT. I can go live, and I am live, but I can type in here. Tell me about Ruth. Ruth in Scripture. Tell me about her, and let's see what we get. I have typed it in. I should get a reply. Guess what? According to Ruth, is one of the most admired women in Scripture. Mhm. And her story is told in the book of Ruth, which takes place during the time of the judges, which was before Israel had kings. But it wasn't before God's time, was it? Of course not. God's time, is our time, and our time is God's time. And it says moderation helps everyone feel safe, learn more, close. Uh, Slow mode is on. I'm just looking at the screen, and now I'm going back to, let's see. Ruth was a Moabite woman, and she married an Israelite man. Well, at least they were marrying back then. And his name was Mahlon, Mahlon, whose family had moved from Bethlehem to Moab because of a famine. It's amazing as to how many times you can find out something about a famine. A famine. A famine does this. A famine does that. A famine causes people to do certain things. That's an emergency alert. They're looking for somebody that's missing. Anyway, and then they put out another alert. But like I said, this isn't scheduled. This isn't, I don't pre plan these things. But Ruth's husband died, as did his brother and father, leaving Ruth, her sister in law, Orpah, and their mother in law, Naomi, as widows. Now, Naomi decided to return to Bethlehem Oprah stayed in Moab, but Ruth chose to go with Naomi. And she stayed with Naomi. And Ruth got taken care of by a wealthy relative named Boaz. And Boaz treated Ruth with kindness and protected her because he had heard of her loyalty to Naomi. Naomi had tried to leave her back in the country, but she would have none of it. Ruth and the family line goes, Ruth and Boaz had a son named Obed. And Obed became the father of Jesse, and Jesse became the father of the second king, so to speak. He had several sons, Jesse did, and one of them became a king, and his name was David. So we find that people died and some people kept living. One of the daughter-in-laws was fine with, but Ruth, she made the decision, I'm going to go. Folks, she went. And David is one of her offsprings down the line. Anyway, Ruth did okay. But men have died. And when men die with wives, sometimes the wives have to move on. And they have to make some decisions. Now, sometimes in today's world, I can tell you about, I've been married, 59 years. I have. I've been married. This year will be 59 years in November. I know someone, 51, that's already been married 5 times and got children from 4 different wives. And each one of those wives has more children now. The 4th wife of said person, she had children and she bore no children, but she's no longer in the scene. But there is one that's in the scene that's married, and now she's got 2 children. And some people wind up with 1. And I got a brother who has been raising 1 from, very early age. His mother, the boy's child's mother, hasn't seen the baby that much, but my brother has. What does all this have to do with anything? Look, life goes on. People make decisions. Some people make bad decisions. Some people get killed by God. Is that surprising to you? That some people get killed by God, and some people get killed by other people. And
You know what time you want to eat or where?
no, let's decide that later.
Huh?
We'll decide that later. What time you want to go?
I don't know. I'll have to see.
All right. My wife wants to know what I'm going to eat later. I haven't eaten the sandwich I bought from the store, but I got a sandwich, and I've got a Hostess, chocolate cake. I got a napkin. Yeah, and I got a sandwich right here, nice and wrapped up. I just picked that up. Now, how much of this lunch will I eat while I'm talking on this video? I don't know. But it's a ham sandwich. It's got lettuce and tomato and mayonnaise. And I've got a salt shaker right here if I want to add salt. Just thought I'd throw that in, folks. I'm going to finish this video drinking water and talking. You have life. If you're seeing this video, you are alive. And if you've had life, you've had a chance. You may have had a chance to read. I have had a chance for 40 something years now. And I bought this book in 1995. Now, this book did not look like it looks right now. It's rather ragged. It is. It's especially the cover. I don't know what all happened to it. But this book has got my name in it right there. And this is the Bible. And of course, it just happens to be the one that doesn't have John. But it does have the rest of the books. But God feeds the birds, and God makes the grass grow, and God caused famines years ago. And if you read the book, you find out about Joseph, one of the, younger sons of Jacob, who became Israel because God changed his name. And Israel became the father of many nations. And his children gave birth to children. And we just got through reading and looking at some of the children that were born to the children of the children. Well, what does that have to do with us today? Or maybe you need to know something about God. You need to know something about the real God, the true God, the one that Jesus had faith in. After he found out some things from his mother or someone, I'm sure someone let him know the events that happened, before he was born. And there is no doubt that God is going to do what he said he's going to do. And this baby that was born in Bethlehem named Jesus, he had never seen anything. He had never done anything. Just like you were when you were born, that's when you started doing something. Mm. And these people that we read about, they grow, they get older, they make decisions, and things happen. But God, I read somewhere one time that God said, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay." So today, what does that do for you? Forgive and let live. That's what you do. If God hadn't killed, you live and let live. Because if God kills, God raises the dead. So whether you're alive or dead, some things depend on God. And I can assure you that in 2026, I have found out that we need God a whole lot more than God needs us. You might be a little slow, but that's a fact. God doesn't need anything, but he has everything. Therefore, God's in pretty good shape. Mm-hmm. And Ruth came out okay. Jesus had absolutely nothing to do with when he was born. Nothing at all. Jesus had nothing to do with his relative Elizabeth having a child a little bit older than him. But some people today in 2026, you know what they believe? They believe a lot of things. They do. And I believe that I can eat this that I bought at the store. I believe that I can drink water that I got out of the refrigerator. And I do believe that I can finish this video in 30 minutes or less. Or it could go an hour. I don't know. But there's one thing for sure. I read in the Bible that Jesus asked somebody somewhere something about forgiveness. And if you're not willing to forgive, what if that turns God to the point that he's not willing to forgive? Like if you won't forgive others, your Father in heaven won't forgive you. But some people think Jesus is their Father in heaven for some reason. And I don't know why. Mm-mm, I don't. But I know some people think that. They even think Jesus sent Gabriel to talk to his mother about being pregnant. What could be further from the truth? Jesus did tell some parables. You can find these things in the Bible. I suggest if you want to find out something about Jesus, that you read Luke rather than John. I do. Absolutely do. Why? Why are these pages not in my Bible? I don't need them. So I can just put them back right where they were. I can show them to you. I could read them if I wanted to. But I don't need John. And I don't need Fred. And I don't need Ted. What do I need? I need God. You need God. Ruth needed God. But Ruth made up her mind. I know more. She knew something about the people, that where Naomi was going. She did. She knew that God had a covenant with those people. And she made up her mind, I'm going to go let the chips fall where they may. I don't have any children. My husband has died. Naomi, I believe, has lost her 2 sons. They're dead. She's going back somewhere. But she had a rich relative that was a good man. And it paid off in the end. So what am I trying to tell you? Whatever the situation is that you find yourself in, whether it's from your decision or some other person's decision, get God involved. Find out something about God. And you need to find out for sure that what you read in John can't help you. But if you can believe Jesus, there might be a chance. Jesus told his disciples what to do. He sent out several of them one time, and they came back happy. You can read about it. Oh, I'm enjoying my afternoon. I don't know if anybody's tuned in or if they don't. Doesn't matter to me. I'm in my Father's house. Jesus' disciples meet for edification. Teach one to be one. That's my slogan. It's mine. Just like this cupcake, it got to be mine as soon as I paid the cashier. And I got a sandwich to eat later. God can make some things happen. But Noah still had to build the ark. And Jesus had to go to Jerusalem and be crucified to please his Father. So deal with it while you can, because everybody's got to deal with something. I'm sure. I got marks on my nose. I see on my face. It's because I went to a dermatologist. She used the cold. She froze some spots. Folks, what am I trying to say? Do what's right and move on. If you've done wrong, you can be forgiven. God is faithful and he is just. And people don't like what I preach. But as long as God likes it, I'll be all right. You say, well, I don't know anything about God. Follow a little bit of instructions, and you might find out a lot about God. But you can find out some things about God, just like I can. But you can know for certain God's paying attention. He is. And he does what he wants to do, just like I do. Mm-hmm. I made this video. Mm-hmm. I got grandchildren from 28 to 4. The next one will be 29 in November. And I got one that's had the 5. He's with the 5th wife. Yeah, he'll have a birthday in October, as will the 4-year-old. I won't have another birthday until next year. That's a fact. Folks, I can be notified. Email jmcgee10@gmail.com. I'm not real good at reading emails. I can be reached by telephone. And if you find my truck, I'm usually not too far from it. So, folks, I don't care where you live, if you're in Africa or you're in down under Australia, God's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. You might want to find out what God can do for you. Well, I can tell you what you got to do. You got to believe the truth. Seek first his kingdom and see what he adds to it. And folks, I'm going to eat my sandwich and the stream will end. And I might be on somebody else's live stream soon. No doubt about it. Over and out. And the stream ends.